Okay, so we're back to here, where we're talking with Arender.
We're looking for a book of alchemical recipes called the Dream Stride. The tome bears the likeness of Vermina on the cover. It should be here somewhere.
As I did in the last video.
Let me take a look.
The bright blue book.
Mara be praised. There is a way past the barrier to the inner sanctum. It involves a recipe for a liquid known as Vermina's torpor. Yes, the torpor grants an ability the priests of Vermina called the Dream Stride, using dreams to travel distances in the real world. Quite amazing, yes. Alchemy and the blessings of a divine, distilled down into a ingestible liquid. Sadly, I have yet to see it function in person. As a sworn priest of Mara, the elixir won't work for me. The torpor will only work for priests of Vermina, or the unaffiliated. All believe there is a laboratory in the East Wing. If we proceed there, we should be able to locate a sample.
Alright, so I'm just going to fast track this like I had said that I was going to do. We're going to try to unlock this, but I'm not putting a lot of effort in here. I just want to get it done for this particular quest for those that are reoccurring watchers and know the general idea of what is going on here. If you haven't watched the previous videos, I would highly suggest doing that before continuing this video, just so that you know what's going on. In my previous video, I did a Halloween special, and it's dedicated to somebody that helped me very much with being willing to start doing these videos and starting to go after what I really wanted to go after, and these videos eventually, maybe not now, but eventually will be not for me, but for children with cancer whose parents don't have the money or the capability to get them to a like St. Jude's. Someone there? You got the money to spare and you're willing to do so, donate to St. Jude's. At the point that I'll get to, hopefully, there will be some way where I will have a donation thing that will be going on at that point. And any of my personal, like whatever I get out of it personally, is going to be going to them. I do have a few friends that are willing to help me out with it, and I've promised them, whether they're willing to accept it or not, it doesn't really much matter.
Now that they've been dealt with, we need to find the torpor.
He has a problem with interrupting.
It should be in a small bottle, very similar to a potion. I'll begin searching up here.
Okay, good for you.
The torpor should be in a
Alright, so if you feel like donating at that point, not right now, but at that point, if you feel like donating, my share of it is going to be going to families that have children with cancer. I am not taking a personal cut of it. If I do at any point, it's because we're making enough money that I feel it's okay to do so, but my main focus is to get money to those that desperately need it. And at that point, any cent I can get, I don't mind if it's 1 cent, $1, $100, it doesn't make any difference to me. What difference it will make is to those that actually need it. I know that I could obviously use it. I mean, who can't these days?
Son.
But
what is it I can help with?
It comes down to helping the right people when they're in their own desperate times. So that's what my plan is to do. And if you were to subscribe or do anything like that, you'll be updated with information on what has been shared to those foundations or to those people that desperately need that money. I don't expect anybody to do it by any means, but it's always very much appreciated to get a like, subscribe, anything like that, and to be able to push in the right direction. So I hope you enjoy the videos. If you're a watcher, if you've subscribed, I'll be trying to get a little bit more
my son.
into
what is it I can help with?
Adding some of my other friends in, but doing it through a PlayStation 4, it's not as easy. So just bear with me and we'll see what we can do. I might post videos of theirs as well, as long as they have given me permission to do so. So let's go ahead and continue this.
I'm relieved you discovered a bottle intact. This place looks as though it was ransacked by the orcs. So, I've taken us this far, but you need to guide us the rest of the way. Drink. Dawnstar's fate rests in that tiny bottle. The longer we wait, the more damage Vermina could be doing to those poor people. I understand your hesitation, but I promise you that it works.
Fine, but I'm eating first. I'm pretty sure that's the last actual food I have. Okay, I got a bowl of yogurt and some boiled cream treats, some carrots, stuff like that, so I could still survive on what I've got. But we're gonna go to potions. Why do I have a scroll? Oh, okay, never mind. These scrolls are actually for a mod that adds more to the camping, and again, if it's something you want to look into and you're interested in it, they work pretty easily. Just to show everybody what it does, I'm gonna cast it right here. I can make plenty of those. It's pretty easy. You can do it pretty much anywhere. And like I said, if you have any questions about it, you want to look into it a little bit more, go ahead and feel free to leave a message, and I will do my best to explain everything for you.
We must hold. We can't allow the skull to fall into their hands.
But no more than a handful of us remain, brother.
Then we have no choice. The miasma must be released.
The miasma? But brother...
We have no alternative. It's the will of Vermina. And what about you, Brother Casimir? Are you prepared to serve the will of Vermina? Then it's decided. Brother Casimir, you must activate the barrier and release the miasma. Let nothing stop you. Brother Thorin.
All that noise you're hearing in the background, that's the orcs and the priests fighting. It's supposed to be the sounds of their powers and their swords, things like that. We're just gonna fast track right through here. They won't acknowledge me because really I'm not actually here. So we're gonna stop the orcs from getting in any farther. And this is what eventually leads to everybody that's passed out, that's just laying on the ground and they suddenly get up. They're not dead or undead. It's that this miasma has knocked them unconscious. So we open the door and he's able to come through.
It worked. Mara be praised. You vanished after drinking the torpor and materialized on the other side. I've never seen anything quite like it. After what you just experienced, you're not amazed? I'm at a loss for words. Indeed. My reverence for Vermina's machinations should not take precedence over our mission. My apologies. The inner sanctum lies ahead. We must reach the skull and put an end to Dawnstar's troubles. Lead on, my friend.
Okay. Well, these guys, we just killed them.
The skull and
But
destroy it.
I would personally go back and recheck them. I've had them get money back, things like that. So it just kind of depends, but it's up to you. As you saw, they were not wearing anything, but their gear was still on them. That happens. And I take any kind of item that I could potentially use for food. I don't really care about potions, things like that. I'm pretty overpowered at the moment. If anybody decides they really want to watch what I do to level up to this extent, I'll go ahead and post a video at that point. But it's really one of those things that I just didn't want to do to kind of annoy people. It's a long, drawn-out, irritating process. I hate doing it, but it helps to gain level very quickly, and it does require mods for most of it, but that's okay. I've been playing this long enough that I don't much care if I have to go through add mods and load order and all that kind of stuff. I'm perfectly fine with that. That's not a big deal for me. It's just wanting to enjoy Skyrim for what it is and not having any fuss about it, you know? Not showing up in Skyrim and being so underpowered and being a level 1 that has pretty well no skills. I mean, you're the Dragonborn, and if you follow some of the lore throughout it, there's really no explanation as to why you show up other than the alteration of time that is caused later on in the game, which I'm not going to give anything like that away to those that may not already know. But what happens later on in the game... Oh yes, I need something. So I like I said, I don't want to give any of that info away, but it just kind of feels too underpowered for the character that you're supposed to be.
What is it I can help with?
Is someone there?
We must get to the skull and destroy it.
And how I'm killing them like that, part of that's my sword's... Whoops, I didn't mean to do that. Sword's capability, some of that is a mod that makes it so that I have kill cams more often. So what we're going to do is we're going to get through this and then call that one a good one for right now. And
Thoric, you're alive.
I will start a new episode, restarting somewhere near around Whiterun, probably.
Priest of Mara.
But I will start from this point.
You left us to die and then ran before the miasma took you.
No, I was scared. I wasn't ready to sleep. Enough of your lies.
I can't allow you to destroy the skull, Priest of Mara.
Then you leave me no choice. We fight to the last.
How could you?
So what we were seeing from the Vermina's torpor was, as I understand anyway, his point of view. Before all of this happened.
I knew Varen and Thoric. They were my friends. Is this punishment for my past? Is it Mara's will to torment me so?
I wish.
Yes, you're right. If they needed to die so that Dawnstar could live, then it was worth the price. It's time. The skull must be destroyed.
If you'll stand back, I'll perform the ritual granted to me by Lady Mara. First, an incantation to remove the barrier.
Listening to a dater is always a problem, but sometimes they make a point.
I call upon you, Lady Mara.
For some reason, I can't get up
The
there.
skull
Okay.
hungers. It yearns for memories and leaves nightmares in it.
So I'm going to be a little more showy with this. Go ahead and take my helmet off. I'm not a
Grant me the power to
vampire.
break through this barrier.
I'm
to send
actually
the skull to the depths of oblivion.
somewhat kind of a werewolf.
He's deceiving you. When the ritual's complete, the skull will be free, and then Arender will turn on you. Quickly, kill him now. Kill him and claim the skull for your own. Vernina commands you.
Not happening. I don't know why he has 8 torches on him, but if you need a bunch of torches, there you go. And we take the Skull of Corruption. Cool looking staff. Seen better, but it's a cool one. 20 points damage, increases to 50 if provided with dreams collected from sleeping people. Maybe I'll use it at some point to kind of show everybody what that does. But for right now, I feel that I need to upgrade a little. So what we're gonna do is come down here, go into third person. This is the Elemental Shock Werewolf. You can get some pretty awesome ones from that mod. It's actually one of my favorite mods. I couple it with quite a few werewolf mods just to make it a bit more interactive, a bit more realistic, and to offer more options for your perk tree. So before I leave here, I'll go ahead and level up to show some of that. Technically, you're eating the heart out, but it's a Bethesda game. You can't expect much. But for survival mode players, one of the mods that I do have for Werewolf, it'll actually, it's a perk mod that I have, and I'll show that when I'm leaving. There's a perk that makes it so that you basically take on effects from beast form as a human. And I'm not entirely positive of how it affects you in this state, where this is just a lower spell rather than being actual beast blood. But I do have a lunar werewolf ring that will force me to change every time one of the 3 moons is out, at least. If all moons are out, it'll still do it. Doesn't matter. If a moon is up, I change. So what I want is leave a comment telling me whether I should take that lunar ring and just give it a simple test so that everyone can see what it does, or if I don't touch it at all and just continue throughout my quests and things like that, or if you want me to leave it on altogether, and if the majority decides that I leave it on, alright, I'll work with it. I'm gonna be saving constantly so I know that I'm not making a huge mistake, but if you want me to have a more realistic werewolf interaction where I don't have as much control of when the beast takes over, feel free to comment. It would be very much appreciated. I like to have ideas on where I should go next with my videos. This is going to be the last of this video for right now, after I've been, have completed my nice little feast here. And I'm doing this because I'm actually trying to gain level up. I have a mod right now also that allows me to level up faster as werewolf or vampire forms. So every time I feed, I'm actually gaining a point towards that, and there should have been a Vermina priest up here, but I don't really care. We're just gonna bypass that. What I would do is what I'm doing right now, obviously. Go around, feed on everybody after you've killed all of them, like, take your stronger side, you know? And then when you come in, I mean, you don't want to be bringing out a werewolf around somebody in this game, otherwise they're going to attack you for it. But obviously there are 3 Vermina priests that are missing. That happens. I've had it happen far too many times. It's just that it's trying to keep up. And here there was the orc and another Vermina priest. Obviously, priest is gone again. That happens a lot. So when you have things like that, don't worry about it. This was a Vermina priest, but the other 2 and the orc are gone. They were up here. There was another Vermina priest down here, and the orc. The only one left is the orc. So I think I have completely fed on all of the dead bodies in here. As you progress, or even base game werewolf, you can eventually feed on animals rather than humans if you so prefer. But I don't really care either way. There we go. That's the way I was wanting to go. Alright, so we're pretty well out of here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go into my character menu. We're going to do that, that, and that. And then we're going to do animal vigor, gorging, savage feeding. This one allows you to feed on anything, so you can feed on any animal, any creature that's not technically dead. Tough-hide, another good one. But this is what your werewolf form can become over time. So we're gonna just go ahead and through these. If you want to read them, pause it. Read what it says. I do not have any totems as I am not a actual werewolf yet. I will get to that, but that's one of my least important things. Alright, looks like I actually might have enough to completely max out my werewolf and become the alpha wolf. Just by having that level up. So I would highly suggest doing this. You will still continue to gain those perks, and obviously as you progress throughout it, you're not going to gain anything more. That's the only downside I've seen so far. But as long as you get 2 on all the things that have the 1-2 kind of thing, like the bestial strength, whereas 4 that takes 4 perk points, animal vigor takes 2, razor claws takes 2, you know, things like that. So once you've gotten that all done and you have this full tree, you have officially maxed out your werewolf as far as you're gonna get it. And I haven't found a single one that's any farther than that. So if you hit square, like you say you would just want to look around in your character as a werewolf. See how I'm spinning? It's because I have my arms up. If you hit square, You see his arms come in just a little bit. And I'm using the right analog stick, and I can look around. I don't have to worry about holding down L1 to do so. Another one of my mods for werewolves is toggleable werewolf form. That's hard to say. It makes it so that I'm able to choose when I want to be and when I don't want to be a werewolf. So since I want to leave here and I don't want people in Dawnstar seeing me as a werewolf, I hold down my right trigger button, R1, and I can force myself back. If you have the issue where you're unable to search things, pick things up, search dead bodies, stuff like that, just wait for 1 hour. It will fix that problem altogether. So we're just going to go back out here. I'm going to head back down to Dawnstar for right now, and I'm going to take my wonderful new unicorn here. I take the troll fat for those candles. So if you see me taking troll fat constantly, that's what I'm doing it for. I don't do much for alchemy. I'm not really much of an alchemist. And I don't really much care for it. So we're gonna quick save here before we get anywhere near Dawnstar. I've had a lot of blue screens, a lot of crashes, a lot of problems like that. So always make sure you're quick saving. I actually spent more time than I should have before I quick saved. So we're gonna get down here. I'm gonna go ahead and head into the inn again and go ahead and take a nap. And as I do, I will trim the video, and
I'm no one special.
when we wake up in the next morning and we decide to run another... He is annoying
What
me.
does it matter if I do, huh?
Dude, I am trying to talk. Stop. Thank you. We're just gonna go to sleep, and then the next time that I wake up will be the next video. And usually I go with Dravixir for this character. I always have. But I am going with Quinarin. I definitely spelled that wrong when I tried to do that, so bear with me when it comes to that. I missed an N. Quinarin means the vanquisher in the dragon language, or Dovazul. So next time that you join, you'll see Quinarin going on yet another adventure, and I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope you enjoy the next.